You sue your doctor for medical malpractice, and you are wondering, is there ever a time where the doctor, at the very beginning of the lawsuit, will actually raise his hand and accept responsibility and say, you know what? You're right. I screwed up. This never should have happened, and I'm sorry. Does that ever happen? You want to know the answer? Come join me on this walk through the neighborhood as I share with you the answer to that question. Hi, I'm Gerry Oginski. I'm a New York medical malpractice and personal injury attorney. I've been doing this now 32 years, and I will tell you I have never seen that happen. Never. There are some very rare instances where the doctor will admit one part of a claim. He might say, yes, I may have done something wrong, but whatever I did not cause or contribute to your injury. Isn't that interesting? He's willing to admit one thing. He's willing to say, hey, I did something wrong. I may have screwed up or not done what I should have done, but it was a harmless error. It had no effect whatsoever on you, the injured patient. And whatever I did not cause or contribute to your injuries. Now, we call that liability, where the doctor admits that he did something wrong. Now, some people look at that and say, okay, that means I won my case. There's no need to go through the litigation process. Actually, that's not true, because in these medical malpractice cases, we have to show three different things. We have to show, number one, that the doctor was liable, that he was careless, that he violated the basic standards of medical care. If the doctor admits that, great. Now we only have to show two things. We have to show that that doctor's carelessness was a cause of your injury. It doesn't have to be the cause, it only has to be a cause. Now, what else do we have to show? We have to show that your injuries are significant and or permanent. And all of those things have to be confirmed by a doctor who has either reviewed your records or has treated you and confirms all those things. If the doctor actually admits liability, that he was careless, now we only have to focus on the two remaining things. That carelessness was a cause of your injury. We call that causation. There has to be a link between the doctor's wrongdoing and your injury. If there's no link, if there's no connection, no bridge, then there's no case. So that's what the doctor is hoping for. He's hoping that there's no way we're able to show that connection. If there is that link between the doctor's carelessness and your injury, now we have to show that your injuries are significant or permanent. And if we are able to do that, now we have a valid basis for a case. We can continue forward. So getting back to the title of this video, how often does it happen where the doctor actually turns around and admits that he did something wrong? The answer is virtually never. And why is that? Well, I'll tell you why. The doctor now is being challenged. His actions are being challenged. His treatment of you are being challenged. And the first thing he and his attorney do are turn around and raise defenses. They put their hands up and they say, hey, wait a second. Why are you suing me? I did nothing wrong. And now he turns around and says, okay, if I did something wrong, whatever I did didn't cause you harm and injury. And then his doctor says, hey, you know what? If I did something wrong, so did you, Mr. Patient. They now point a finger at you, the injured patient, claiming that you contributed or caused your own injuries. How do you like that? Taking the knife and stabbing it in the back a little bit. And then they say, okay, if I did something wrong and you contributed to your injuries and I caused you injury, well, guess what? Your injuries really aren't as bad as you claim them to be. Those are the typical defenses we see in these medical malpractice cases. So why do I share this with you? I share this with you to give you a sense of what really happens when you're considering bringing a medical malpractice case, and now you're trying to figure out, okay, what really happens? What goes on behind the scenes? This just gives you a glimpse into what goes on, and hopefully it opens your eyes to realize that even though you believe in your heart of hearts that your doctor was careless at one point in time, now you know what goes on once you go ahead and bring that lawsuit. And now you're wondering, you know the doctor was wrong, but he's never going to admit it. And that's actually very true. You know, I realize you're likely watching this because you wanted to see the beautiful scenery today. No, I realize you're likely watching it because you have questions or concerns about your own matter. Well, if your matter did happen here in New York, and you have not yet started a lawsuit, but are thinking of doing so, and still have questions that need to be answered, what I invite you to do is pick up the phone and call me. You know, I answer questions like yours every single day, and I'd love to chat with you. You can reach me at 516-487-8207 or by email at Gerry, Gerry, at Oginski-law.com. That's it for today's video. I'm Gerry Oginski. Have a fantastic day.